From power clubs, rise, talk radio. Duvet be taking shots with hot takes as their ammo. We're talking theme parks, news, update, rides and more. Hold on tight, cause we're about to soar. Talking park talk, we won't hold back, we're letting it all out. Talking park talk, get your ears ready, cause we're gonna shop. We'll dive into the rides, some anecdotes, and all the fun. No filter here, just two guys trying to be number one.
Hello, welcome on in. Jingle bells, jingle all the way into another episode of Park Talk Radio. This is your host, Bill, with you tonight, a solo venture. Dave is out saving the world, taking care of family, working the job, and making sure he can come to my wedding in just one short month away. And thank you so much for joining us and for your patience as always. Hey, it's that time of year. It's busy, just like it's been busy since September already, between hard nights and then you had the holidays and then. Your continued listenership and attention is appreciated, so thank you for that. If you'd like to get even more Park Talk in your life, we got plenty of social media content creator Brennan's out there making great stuff for you at Park Talk Radio across all your platforms, Instagram, TikTok being the main ones. We also have a phone line, 407-490-2220. We'd love to hear about you, your questions, your comments, your park visits, and everything you have to talk about park with us. We'll talk back to you. We'll play it on the show live. You can also text message us, same phone number. Or if you like the old written format, long face on the computer, parktalkradio@gmail.com. With tonight's episode being a solo bolo and nothing too extraordinary on its own to talk at length with you, so no e-stop. We're going to do a full-fledged little sit-down. Everyone get cozy. Relax, get settled into your nice comfy chair, pull up, the blanket, get the fire roaring, a little bit of hot cocoa or some coffee, maybe a beer. I'll be having one here in a little bit. And I'm going to take you through a journey of getting you caught up on all things that we have not touched on yet in our last few episodes. We did Horror Nights, a closing roundtable with our good buddy Fish. And then last episode, Dave and I talked about the upcoming holiday offerings across the theme parks. And tonight, with you and me together, we're going to go through what we've been missing. So this is the recap of the last few weeks or month and a half here at Park Talk Radio. And as we go through it, there's going to be a couple, jumping back and forth in timeline on what's going on. So I'll try to keep you on the up and up as far as dates are concerned, everything. If anything's limited time, if anything's already sold out, canceled since it's been announced, since I'm going back to mid-November, maybe a little earlier. So bear with me. Enjoy the trip as we park hop across between the two big ones, Disney and Universal. We're going to be covering parks all around the world within these two big ones. Once Dave gets back and him and I can sit down and have a little catch up, we'll go over the regional parks, what's been happening there. I'll say the one big one that I did notice recently, and this is today. I am recording on Tuesday, December 10th, by the way. And they'll be releasing same day as soon as I get wrapped up here. I did notice that there is video of Top Thrill 2 up in Cedar Point testing again, which has been down since the season started back earlier this year around Memorial Day, which may be a positive. I would have to think the thing has not been operating since then, as the cars need to be completely remade. So we'll see. It's not going to be opening this year, of course. Definitely going to be a 2025 season headliner, along with the Siren's Curse, vertical drop coaster, drop coaster, not a dive coaster, drop coaster, and plenty others. So we'll be getting into that. However, top of business, I'm going to do a little bit of a park visit talk with you here. You may have seen on socials, Brendan was going over our wonderful evening at Jollywood Nights. And I gotta say, it was a really well done event. We did not go, or neither of us, myself individually or with whomever, did not go last year for the inaugural 2023 of Jollywood Nights. And this is over at Disney Hollywood Studios, a nighttime, separately ticketed event. and it runs from 7:30 to 12:30. So you get a mere 5 hours for about $180 per person. Of course, contingent on the date you go. We went on a Monday, being one of the cheaper nights. And so overall, hey, great event. Really enjoyed it. The entertainment offerings were fantastic. It's a shame that you have to pay extra to go see Jingle Bell, Jingle, Jingle Bam, the nighttime projection and fireworks show presented upon the Chinese theater over there in the park. And it just is a little annoying that it's only 5 hours because there's not enough time. We went in with a game plan. We set it up before. We had written down our full itinerary. We're going to get in. We're going to go do this, because we want to see every show. We have not gone before. Some shows may be better than others. I would say all shows are pretty dang good. And we even arrived late to one of them. I will say, food, pretty good. A lot of fried things. So somebody wasn't too happy the day after. However, it was very tasty. The portion sizes were more akin to a Epcot Food and Wine or any of the food festivals, so it's a little smaller. The price does reflect that. And I think it's a bit more in line of what I enjoy. That the food's is small, you can have a bit more of everything else around the park at this exclusive event. I mean, how many times are you going to go paying $170 or so just to try the different food pieces because you get full? This allows a bit more of a variety and enjoying a couple different things while you're there. Getting to our first entertainment stop, we got in. And I'll also mention, included in the price is your every photo that evening, your full photo pass experience is included. So every picture you get taken included with the ticket, which is pretty good. I mean, a one-day memory maker for your entire party is about $100. And as you leave, your parting gift is a small little cardboard box of Wonder-Made champagne marshmallows, which are the gourmet marshmallows that is partnered with Disney. So probably about $10 or so. First entertainment offering, went over and saw the Tip Top Club live jazz performance and a nice transatlantic singer. And then accompanying them are two ghostly dancers, all coming from the old Tip Top Club that is hosted at the top of the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Super cool, very immersive. Small experience event space, however, makes it a little hard to get in. There's not a lot of standing room to begin with. And if you are of a vertically challenged type, you're not going to be able to see too much if you're not in the very front. They did have some excellent champagne and drink options in the back exclusive to the area. Came with a souvenir plastic champagne flute. It was really cool. It had Disney Jollywood Nights on it and imprinted, along with some nice little stars and flourishes, and 2024. Great to take home if you wish. I didn't take mine, I threw it away, but the drink was good. Super cool. We would definitely spend a lot more time over at the Tip Top Club singing and performance area if time permitted. Again, we're locked into only 5 hours. I believe you get more at Mickey's Very Merry for the same price, and you don't get nearly as many entertainment pieces, I feel. However, you get the bigger ones like the parade and the fireworks. Moving on, we went over to the What's This, the Nightmare Before Christmas stage show that's located inside the Hyperion Theater. That is where they do the Frozen sing-along, and this was very similar where they do Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along, where they do all the very happy songs. Not so much Jack's Lament, my personal favorite. However, you get What's This? This is Christmas, the Oogie Boogie song, Kidnap the Santa Claus, and so on. You have two live performers. They reutilize the large Jack puppet that is seen at the Magic Kingdom during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. When he comes out, he's giant. Again, you see him here, however, much closer. This thing is huge. It was awesome. Very well done. Love that. Probably my favorite alongside Tip Top Club. We then had the opportunity to go grab a drink, go grab some food, checked out Baseline, and then we were trying to, manage our entertainment offerings. We were not wasting time. We wanted to try a bunch of food, as one does. You want to try a bunch of drinks, as one does at these exclusive events. So at the Baseline, waited in the line, grabbed the specialty drink, which was a beer margarita, very good full margarita with double shot, and then you have a full beer inside it. Then we wanted to go check out the really cool Robo Glam Cam that's over in the Muppets area, soon to not be. And then also check out the exclusive shopping experience. All back in the way back by Mama Melrose. So we had to wait in line for that, 20 minutes. Then we rush up to where the center of the park is, Echo Lake. See Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. We were late to that. And then immediately following that one, that's only about 12 minutes, was the new show this year, which is the ice skating show, Glisten. Would not put it on the same caliber as the exceptional one located at SeaWorld for their Wondrous Nights, wherever their Christmas holiday spectacular is. However, Glisten, very good. It was in the same area, made it easy. At this point, we wanted to go grab something else to eat and drink as we've been standing in the same spot for an extended period of time. Went and did that, and then we had to go get rushed into the Christmas show hosted by Kermit and Miss Piggy. Excellent. Once again, super cool. Live performers, live actors, live musicians. Excellent, excellent stuff. And before you know it, we are wrapping up. We didn't have any time to do any of the rides. We did get to go do the Pixar Disco for a little bit, and we missed, still a slew of things to eat and drink. Overall, great time. We got to dress up real nice, had some excellent pictures taken, some really, really enthusiastic cast members, which was great to see as always, which is the norm. That's not an abnormal thing to see. However, they seem to be very happy and very much enjoying the evening. It was very nice out, It was in the low 60s, high 50s, or low 50s, something of that sort. Excellent time. I recommend it if you can go. I know it's a very high price threshold to enter. I think a lot of those challenges that I've faced would be alleviated by adding an extra hour, because this time of year, it's already dark by 5:45, 6 o'clock, and the event doesn't officially start till 7:30, which means none of the drinks or food or entertainment starts till 7:30. If we can get in there at 6:30 and get this thing rolling, I think we'd be on such a great experience and event starting off strong. You get 6 hours of play. The price point, I would hope, remains the same. And you can then fit other things in, because there's a whole sit-down experience at the Brown Derby, the Jazzy Derby or something like that. The Jazzy Brown. Probably not the Jazzy Brown. That seems a little suspicious in the name. Oh, I'm gonna go drop off the Jazzy Brown. Just let's squirm on out and slide on in, just like a nice trombone slide playing drop. So at the Jazzy Derby, they had a full sit-down experience with food and drink. You can only get inside there. I mean, you're putting at least 45 minutes to an hour. That's just not possible with everything else being offered and you want to enjoy. Another hour would make this thing aces, and I would definitely be going in the near future instead of years down the line, where Very Merry I haven't done in a long time. Not So Scary I do every few years, and now Jollywood's in the mix. Just waiting for Epcot to have something else, but that is difficult because you always have more or less always have a festival going on. That's such a huge money maker. Alrighty. We talked park visits. Now, let's start talking on Catchup. Not the condiment, by catching up on what things we may have missed or not talked about on the show. PTR, reviewing what has been happening. Again, we may be bouncing around between parks, between dates, times. It's just how my articles fed into my RSS feed. And I'm just going to go along. I apologize here with a preface that if it feels like I'm just reading things to you, hey, I'm by myself. We're going to make it happen. I'll give opinions as we go along and some other insider pieces that may not be presented. So starting us off, there are less stories, and we're going to close out with some of the more controversial ones on the Disney side. We're starting off with Universal theme parks. And your first one here today at Universal Orlando is that a brand new Universal Orlando annual pass holder magnet has been released. This began back on November 22nd, available through December 31st while supplies last. You have a red backdrop with a wood inlay sort of visual, and it says UOAP as always does, and the UAP are cookies, and then the O is Gingy from Shrek, giving a little wink and smile. And it appears that there's a bite taken out of the corner of the magnet. These are available at the UOAP Lounge in Islands of Adventure, or the Five and Dime in Universal Studios Florida. And they are already gone. So they started back on the 22nd. It has been, today's the 10th. It has been almost 2.5 weeks, and they're already done. It's unlikely that these will be returning between now and the end of the set dates that they would be available for pickup, the 22nd through 31st, as they don't typically refresh these. In an unlikely circumstance, as it's been so early in the run, they could bring more back. However, at this time, there are no more of these. So you can try eBay, you can try trading. I know there's always consistently trades on social media trying to find who wants what. If you want to trade a previous magnet you don't like as much, as this one is rather neat, and I myself missed out on it. I do like to try to get all these magnets, and as of now, the right side of my fridge is adorned by nearly at least a dozen plus of these magnets between what Brendan and I have placed upon there. So unfortunately, Gingy is out for now, probably forever. Also announced, hey, it is Christmas holiday time. It's November, I believe this was posted, revealed by Universal. I'm trying to see where my feed is reading from. I do not have it. However, holiday time, Macy's, Christmas, even Thanksgiving. You know what's time to talk about? Mardi Gras. As always, Mardi Gras is returning for the 2025 season, beginning in February at Universal Orlando. You can now purchase, available now, the Mardi Gras Float, Ride, and Dine experience. Now, this gets you a 3-course meal from a list of participating restaurants, and then guarantees you a spot on one of the Mardi Gras floats, then be in the parade, toss the beads, and have the full experience with your bead captain and other performers as you then do the riding part of this experience. Now, this is $90 per person. You get a 3-course meal of 1 appetizer, entree, dessert, and a non-alcoholic beverage. Soda will be refillable, of course. You'll be permitted to buy alcoholic beverages if you so wish at a separate cost. And then you go on to your float experience, which is about 3 hours. Yep, they don't really give you that piece because you got to get there before. You got to give a safety spiel, sign off a waiver and all this, and then you get taught how to throw the beads and how to conserve them, because you only have so many boxes and quantity of beads per night, and the parade runs every single day for the duration of Mardi Gras, which is February to April this year, I believe. So you have about 3 hours, and you got to do the float, or you got to get staged. And if you're one of the last floats, like the Gator or the King and Queen float, you're pretty far back. So you gotta get staged, and then the parade goes on. It's about an hour for the parade alone, and you gotta come back down to step down and go back a house, get off the float. If you are in one of the back floats, you gotta wait till you're fully pulled into the parade building, and you gotta then step down, give back the poncho or whatever costuming. They do give you a little kind of some themed costuming to participate in the floating experience, and then you have to walk out. So yeah, about 3 hours you're committing to. And by the time you're getting off, the park is about to close, or you don't have too much time, rather, to do anything else. Back in the day when we still had guests on, we were offering a kind of an open spree to getting onto the Mardi Gras floats. We would have to, there was a lot of team members having to like almost beg people to come. Hey, do you want to be on the float? 3 hours? I don't want to do it now. It's every man for themselves. The pass holder free ones go instantly, and then this Ride and Dine one does sell out rather fast. So if you're interested, I will go ahead, make the reservation on the Universal site as soon as you can pick your day. Pass holders can save 15% on the experience. That is automatically applied as long as you're logged into your account on Universal Orlando when you make your purchase. And you do need to then pick where you want to eat. And those options will be dependent on what ticket you have and where you want to go. Inside Universal Studios side, where the parade does occur, you can eat at one of the two full, and these are all going to be full service sit downs. Sit down one of the 2 full service ones: Finnegan's Bar and Grill, of course, and Lombard's Seafood Grill. Both pretty decent food options. I've not eaten at Lombard's in a long time, and Finnegan's is usually just I'm grabbing a drink and buzzing on out of there. But the food is decent. If you have a 2-park ticket, which is required as you'll be doing the parade later that night over at Universal side, they do have an option at Islands of Adventure where you can go to Confisco Grill. Super great. Pardon. Really good food. And if you're doing a 2-park ticket, or if you're a pass holder, you're going to be probably there at some point early in the morning as Mardi Gras. While there is things happening throughout the day, you're probably going to be waiting for the parade piece. So Confisco is a great option. And then there's Universal City Walk. pieces as well, including Pat O'Brien's, Cowfish Sushi Burger Bar, NBC Sports Grill and Brew, Antojitos, and Bob Marley. Now, I will say the caveat, Pat O'Brien's, Antojitos, and Bob Marley all say dinner only. Don't know what that exactly means. There's no explicit reasoning one way or another why that is singled out. Let me try to dig down here, but talk about Cowfish or NBC. Cowfish, great option. You get the burgushi or something of that sort. It's really cool. And then, of course, you can also go to NBC Sports Grill, which can be your typical American food. Now, what does it mean when it says food dinner only? Again, okay, February 1st. Oh, and not even until April. My mistake. February 1st to March 30th, 2025. 3-course meal and guaranteed spot on this one of the spectacular Mardi Gras parade floats. So you do not get to choose your float. You do not get to choose your position. You don't really get to fake anything. I'm thinking maybe dinner only means you only get the entree, but I'm trying to secure this. I'm not sure what it means. Terms and conditions. Theme park pass not included. You must be at least 48 inches if you're not, if to be on the float at all. And if you're under 18, you must be 48 inches and accompanied by someone else that is 18. So 90 bones, 3-course meal. Get to check it out. I'm just trying to figure out what dinner only means. So let's see. Click Pat O'Brien's. I'm going through the whole process here with you live. $100, yes. Oh, it's $100. Oh, Saturdays are $100. Friday, Saturday, Sunday are $100. So it starts at $90. And the weekdays, Monday through Thursday, are going to be $90. So let's take a look. Just let me pick this, no problem. Dinner only. Still not sure what it means. And we're not going to know because I can't find it. Next up, as we do in the past few years, this thing's become gigantic. Grinch is making his meet and greet presence known for the 2024 season at Universal Islands of Adventure. His meet and greet will be once again in Hong Kongers. It's transformed to look like his mountainous home of Mount Crumpet. And you'll be waiting outside in either the sun or what may be cold to you until it's your turn. This thing has been all over the place since going live as far as wait times. And I've been seeing probably an average of 240 minutes, with it pushing nearly 400 on Thanksgiving week. And then, 180. 180 is 3 hours. So 240. 4 hours. You're going to wait 4 hours. At least a 30-year day in line to meet the Grinch. Not me. And again, similar to the Mardi Gras, where there was people almost being begged, the Grinch never demanded this kind of wait. Back when they had the full Mount Crumpet kind of facade and interior that was built inside the Seuss Trolley Ride queue, maybe I would say it's a bit different. Or even way back when they had the Grinch meet and greet kind of tucked away by that stage to the left of the entrance of Cat in the Hat, and they had an actual Dump at the Crumpet slide. Maybe. But the line was never 3 hours. It was 4 hours. Maybe 2 on a busy day. But 4 hours to see the Grinch, not me. Something we're looking at the future, Universal Epic Universe. We had a first look inside Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. Some visuals from the actual ride queue and the ride vehicle showing off what these people have done. And it's full scale, showing the drapery pulling down with live actor of Dolores Umbridge moving and being relatively pissed off. She's on trial. The gigantic life-size fountain inside the lobby of the Ministry of Magic, the Higgledy animatronic that will be in the queue, and then the ride vehicle, which also, it looks incredible. Be seating 2 rows of 6, not quite. I believe their specifications is it's larger than the Tower of Terror ride vehicle, does not sit as many, but in actual size to fully immerse you and make the ride work in the way the concept desires. This is going to be a bad boy. So take a look at these visuals online on the official Universal website. Our little baby is 25 years old. The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man is receiving the Thea Thea Classic Award. And this will be on, and that is shorthand for the Themed Entertainment Association Award. Thea. Honored with the Classic Award celebrating 25 years of entertaining and immersing guests. It's a great piece to be acknowledged, and there are a lot of people that will still say, despite no matter what, it being 25 years old, still the best ride Universal has done yet, until we may see Epic Universe perform. And even then, we may see people still saying this is still the most immersive, incredible, best ride that they have done. Another meet and greet, or rather a sponsored piece from a meet and greeter. Universal Orlando Resort likes to do these scavenger hunts, as does Disney, where you pay a small fee, you get a little scavenger hunt book, and then you get a prize at the end that you've already paid for. This year, it's Earl's, being Earl the Squirrel, Earl's March of the Nutcrackers. So you can purchase this map and you get an ornament that comes with it. That's basically your prize. It's for $14. Available at multiple locations across both Universal Orlando and Islands of Adventure and City Walk, because the unique holiday nutcrackers are throughout both parks and City Walk. And the storyline is Earl is trying to solve a puzzle via these nutcrackers, and it's your job to help him by buying his Nutcracker book for $14. So with the map, you receive an Earl's March of the Nutcrackers ornament, again, the prize of the hunt, and you get this cool little book that has how many? 16 different nutcrackers to solve or find, and you must put them in the right order, and it will spell out what the puzzle is. So that's a great little scavenger hunt. Makes if you're a long-time visitor or a multi-time visitor to the Universal Parks, changes it up, gives you a bit more things to do for a small monetary fee. With Halloween Horror Nights coming to a conclusion, the return of Sensational, a symphonic spectacular, has debuted once again, or reopened at Universal Orlando Resort, the nighttime water firework drone spectacular. And with its return, they've added a new drone scene, which is Princess Peach during the Super Nintendo World piece of it, where you have Bowser singing and Mario doing his jumping thing. Peach is now shown outlined in the drones with some hearts surrounding her. It's great, looks cool. I can't wait to see this one again, as it's by far the best nighttime show Universal has put out. Another limited time seasonal offering you have available over at DreamWorks Land in the Shrek area, over at the Shrek Swamp, over at DreamWorks Cafe, or maybe it's not temporary. DreamWorks Cafe is, they're offering the Gingy Gingerbread Cookie. Now, I don't typically expect gingerbread cookie to be around all the time. However, they do have this posted on the screen. A Gingy Gingerbread Cookie from Shrek, which is a gingerbread cookie bringing to life one of the beloved characters from Shrek. So yes, it looks exactly like Gingy in the shape, where he's waving, he's smiling, he has his gumdrop buttons and icing to go with him. I've not tried it yet. He is $6.99. Might be a skip. Not the biggest cookie guy in the land. Over at Universal Orlando, both parks, as we continue to sell Harry Potter merch and Harry Potter edible food and sweets, I will say, we continue to innovate and give you the opportunity to spend more of your hard-earned money as the more limited things come out and new things are added to One Chocolate Frogs. About once a year, they'll add a new collectible wizard card in there, which was briefly mentioned, I believe, in the first movie, or even shown, maybe even not, but in the books it's in there. Inside each chocolate frog, which those things are, gosh, they gotta be pushing a pretty penny these days. Let's see. I don't have the price point here, but you can now receive as one of the collectible cards Nicholas Flamel, which he's the one who created the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone for our filthy American listeners. And it probably makes sense, seeing as next year when Epic Universe opens up over in the Ministry of Magic land, you could actually walk by in the France landscape, in the Place Cachet. You can go right by Nicholas Flamel's house. So this is great. I imagine, I think the chocolate frogs are pushing 15 bones. but you can now get Nicholas Flamel involved. Cruising over to the West Coast, as I said, we'll be going back and forth here. Universal Studios Hollywood has announced their New Year's Eve party on December 31st. Naturally, this will be running until 2 a.m. with party areas, photo ops, fireworks, and attractions, including, if you go during the day, fill your day with heart-pounding ride shows and attractions, and then keep the thrills going into the night. Have fun and celebrate with multiple party areas featuring music, dancing, photo ops, and a midnight countdown celebration with fireworks. Make it a new year you'll never forget. Each party area will have specialty cocktails, beer, wine, and champagne for purchase. There will also be glow items and other memorabilia. So yes, tickets are available now. However, if you are a top-tier pass member there, and it's active valid on December 31st, you do not need a separate ticket. It is included with your top pass tier, which is super cool. Let's see if I can get you a ticket price here real quick. For the Eve, oh boy, it is $154. Valid on the 31st only. Park remains open to 2 a.m. 1 day general admission to park. Eve event included with valid theme park admission. Entertainment for Eve event begins at 9 p.m. and ends at 2 a.m. All rides and attractions will close by 1 a.m. So I imagine you can get the 1 day Eve ticket, or if you have a top pass, you can go on that one. However, you may need it differently if you're a not top tier, big money pass man. Over in Texas, we haven't touched on this one in a while, the Universal Kids Resort is gaining traction and is gone vertical. A lot of construction happening over there in Frisco. And that same city has approved the facade for the new Universal Kids Resort Hotel, which will be very similar. This will be, you will be entering the Universal Kids Resort by passing through the hotel. And the hotel overlooks and is right at the entrance of the kids resort, kind of a little backwards to the Helios Grand at Epic Universe. For a little bit of a refresher, this first of its kind Universal Kids Resort comprised of 97 acres of attractions intended for families with small children, intended to open in summer of 2026. So it's a smaller scale theme park to be designated and focused on the kids and families. And this awesome hotel, which I'm sure will be super themed, will have 300 rooms to offer places for families to stay and play. The concept art, it's not crazy. It's just basically your plain old white hotel exterior. And then they've placed different colors and there's different squares and rectangles, colors adorned on top of that white plain facade, or exterior rather. And you got orange, yellow, pink, green, purple, blue, and some reds, and they're kind of different dimensions of the squares. And then the windows are squares or circles, fun, kids. Make it exciting for all those there. Over in Universal Studios Singapore, they have announced their big Minion Land opening date. That they'll be opening in 2025. They previously announced they'll be having their own version of Illuminations Minion Land, including a super hungry food stand, ice cream rides, and more. They have announced officially that Illuminations Minion Land at Universal Studios Singapore opening February 14th, 2025. Rather early in the year. This will be themed after a boardwalk, or kind of the such. A little similar to the Hollywood version opposed to the Orlando version. As you'll have a brand new boardwalk eatery serving Minion-themed dishes and 3 unique shopping environments, including exclusive merchandise. This includes Minion Land being split into 3 areas: Minions Marketplace, Gru's Neighborhood, and Super Silly Funland. You'll have the classic and available in both parks of the states, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, the simulator, and an all-new carousel attraction called Buggy Boogie. As far as shops and food, you'll have Sweet Surrender, Pop Store, Fun Store, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, the ride, of course, Super Silly Funland is a carnival space where Buggy Boogie will be available. A lot of the shops will be similar to what you see already, like Papa Nana and the Cupcake, Then you also have Silly Swirly, Super Hungry Food Stand, as already mentioned, and Banana Cabana. Hey, Minions are good. They are a super strong brand. Every movie makes nearly $1 billion. Why would they not be there? Returning to Hollywood, they have actually announced their full 2025 event guide with dates and everything involved. So for 2025, you have past member bonus benefits from February 1st to March 20th. And then continuing on just in basically one event a month or over 2 months, you'll have these different things. And it's Butterbeer season. Your Universal Fan Fest nights, which we've talked about already, those are separately ticketed. In May, you'll have the past member collectible giveaway. In June is a past member park takeover. In mid-June to mid-August, you'll have a new summer event, not announced yet, to come up. July 4th, of course, 4th of July. August, you got Return to Hogwarts, Back to Hogwarts Days, and you got Past Member Appreciation. Halloween Horror Nights, which will run from September 4th to November 2nd this year in Hollywood. Again, you'll have a Past Member collectible giveaway, Holidays at Universal, Park Takeover, and then Eve. So a lot of cool stuff coming up. Butterbeer season, they always introduce new things. This past Butterbeer season, they introduced the Butterbeer Pop. Super good. I think they introduced some fudge and caramels. FanFest nights is going to be awesome. Back to the Future, Star Trek, Dungeons & Dragons, anime being One Piece, and a couple others. Separate ticketed event. Summer event. Not sure what it could be yet or what to speculate. And then, back to Hogwarts, some new merch. Usually the new merch refresh getting ready for Christmas is not going to be quite out, but almost there. Halloween Horror Nights, longer than ever in Hollywood. Holidays, and so on. Pretty much standard fare. A lot of exciting stuff in the first half of the year for Universal Hollywood this go around. In 2025, Universal Orlando. They announced, I believe, earlier this year or late last year that they, in similar vein to Disney, where they have a specialty license plate. Disney has the silhouette of Cinderella's castle, and you can, you pay $35 and you get it. Universal announced they're doing the same in collaboration with Give Kids the World, same as Disney. And they've finalized and now shown the visual image of it. You have the Florida plate at the top, says Florida. You have your license plate number. Universal Orlando Resort at the bottom of it. On the left side, you have in blue and black glory with the stars, as it is a universe. You have the Universal Globe with the full Universal logo present. I'm probably going to get it just to be forward. I do really like it, and I look forward to adorning my car with Universal as my preferred park. 2 more Universal, then we got Disney. I know, a lot of talking, a lot of going. Things are coming to a close for the first part here. And the last one is Donkey Kong Country has had its grand opening ceremony at Universal Studios Japan. So they had its excellent grand opening. It's finally open after many delays this year. JL Bonilla, President, CEO of Universal Studios Japan, and Mario opened the ceremony. Vanya welcomed Shigeru Miyamoto, the representative director of Nintendo, and also Donkey Kong in full meet and greet glory at the entrance of Donkey Kong Country. So they had the opening ceremonies and is now available to our visitors and guests in Japan. So it's super exciting. Looking forward to seeing our version here in Florida next year, Universal Epic Universe 2025, May 22nd. It will be the same ride, however, the land itself will be larger and will have a full waterfall feature, opposed to Japan having simply a mist pour out. So let me grab a drink. I'm going to jump into our Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Parks updates, and I do have a slew of them. So we're going to go into them and try to bang these out. And starting us off, again, we're going to go a little bit all over the place, back and forth parks across the world, different dates, different announcements and such. First one up, we're talking some Haunted Mansion over at Disneyland. And that is what has been a long-awaited return for the locals, as many locals do visit Disneyland far more than the outside travelers, is the regular Haunted Mansion reopening. So last year, we had Haunted Mansion Holiday, and then for the majority of this year, 2023, Haunted Mansion Holiday starts up around Halloween, September, August, whenever the Oogie Boogie and Halloween stuff starts up at Disneyland. So really early. And then it flows all the way through January because it's the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay. It incorporates Halloween and Christmas, and it kind of goes until mid-January. So we come into mid-January 2024. Majority of this year, Haunted Mansion's been closed as they've been expanding, refurbishing, and adding on to the exterior queue and building a brand new permanent enclosed gift shop. So when it reopened for 2024, it was Haunted Mansion Holiday again still. Like, they never took down the decorations. They redid some of the stuff inside as they do every year. However, it's been Haunted Mansion Holiday for over a year now, which kind of frustrates the locals. We now have dates posted on the official Disneyland website detailing when the regular Haunted Mansion will finally be returning. And what that means is Haunted Mansion Holiday will be operating until January 6th of 2025, which means come January 7th, or, about 2 weeks later, as they do need to flip it back over, and that would be January 18th, regular Haunted Mansion is back, as it hasn't been anything but the overlay Haunted Mansion Holiday since August of 2023. So, great news for the locals. The Disneyland version is super good. Holiday overlay or not, definitely is, I'm sure, a praised date for many of those who frequent the Anaheim Park. As mentioned at the top of the show, during the park visit, Jollywood Nights. 2 more dates have sold out since then, and this was back on December 7th. December 7th has sold out, and December 21st. The remaining nights of the event are December 11th, so tonight, tomorrow, December 14th or 18th. The price for those nights is $179 before tax. So if you're looking to do it, you got a couple nights left. I'd go grab those while you can. And keep in mind what I talked about at the top of the hour. Coming up, Disneyland already transitioning their Tiana's Bayou Adventure to stay open standby. While here in Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom, Tiana's remains a virtual queue only, which means you got to get up at 7 a.m. and be super lucky and hope you get it, or try again while in park at 1 p.m. It's already going to standby at Disneyland. They don't need no stinking virtual queue. Who the fuck needs that? Disneyland, once again, winning all the medals. A little bit of bumpy road at some of the expansions and removals on the Disney World side. As you know, they're adding on Monsters Land, Cars Land, Villains Land, all these new things. Currently, they were in kind of a little bit of an issue with the South Florida Water Management District, as there was a request from them to update their plans as well as to clarify because they need to clarify, revise, and reroute modifying the stormwater management system that's currently behind Tom Sawyer Island and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, which flows into what is currently the Rivers of America that's going to be fully removed, more or less. And as of now, they didn't supply the proper or sufficient documentation on how to succeed and achieve this. So the South Florida Water Management District, SFWMD, says, hey, we need more. And then they asked for permit revisions from Disney, and they gave them a 10-day deadline to update the plans by December 13th. As of now, Disney had requested a 60-day extension. The request was partially granted, with the new deadline being January 9th, 2025, with having that deadline being that Disney needs to provide those sufficient plans. As noted, this is where Cars Land is going, and Villains Land will be impacting over at Magic Kingdom. Disney's going to build this thing. I wouldn't say this is going to stop them. They're going to make it happen. It's already going to happen. It's going to happen. As much as people don't want it, they don't want Tom Sawyer to go. They don't want Rivers of America to go. They don't want things to change. It's going to happen. They're going to do what they need to make sure the Stormwater Committee gets what they want. So while they are being a little bit delayed, I believe they wanted to start construction either now or early next year. Cars Land's coming for you. Let's see. Back over to Disney's California Adventure in the West Coast. As we had during the summertime story time with Deadpool that was available for impromptu sit downs and experiences as Deadpool does tell stories for the release of Deadpool and Wolverine. There is a holiday, the Storytime with Deadpool holiday special which features Deadpool in a Santa outfit. His little stage now has stockings, a Christmas tree, and other little homages to the holiday season. So here we are for this little limited time offering. Again, super cool. I'm freaking just so fucking jealous and envious that they get this cool stuff over on the West Coast. So with this, the show, Deadpool is filled with holiday cheer, and he's here to share some new super special seasonal stories. These tales will delight, charm, and celebrate the holidays in the way only Deadpool can. So instead of telling a Disney story similar to the summer offering, Deadpool will tell a Christmas story in Deadpool's way, where he may retell a Christmas carol with characters such as Logan Neeser Scrooge and Wade Marleypool. And then Wolverine does come out in his Deadpool and Wolverine outfit. For the holiday special, they have cut some of the raunchier jokes. The show's more PG, but they have added many more jokes about the holiday special being shoehorned. There's even a joke about how Storytime with Deadpool is supposed to be a limited time summer show, but it made a lot of money, so Disney told us to keep it around through Christmas, or Disney Plus, and then you'll have that available. Let's see. The set does now have a note reading presented by Disney Plus, following the addition of Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah, so Deadpool Wolverine doing really great. Showtime's available throughout the day, 10:30, 11:30, 10 to 5 or so. If you can't catch it, can't get out there like I can't, I'll be checking out a wonderful video online as it returns again for the 22-24 season, and something special that Disneyland gets once again over the crafty little dinky Florida park. They get a full holiday overlay for It's a Small World, where every country and presentation does have their great holiday overlay, and how they celebrate the holidays in their own fashion. Looks great. Again, I would recommend watching the video as it's super cool. Again, changing it up, keep it different, and something else that we don't have. For the holidays at Disney's California Adventure, the return for Disney's Festival of the Holidays will be Mickey's Happy Holidays Cavalcade. The cavalcade, as similar to the ones here in Florida, doesn't have any floats, just walking and dancing characters including Mickey, Minnie, Clarabelle, Goofy, Pluto, Chip, and Dale in casual holiday outfits. Mickey's sporting a nice blazer. Pluto has reindeer ears, and their other characters do have some nice holiday adornments. As similar to, we talked about, holidays mean scarves. Who do you think has a scarf on? Which character? None of them in the first one. They were all wearing holiday vests. Got him again. I lied. Pluto has a scarf. So the cavalcade travels from Paradise Gardens Park to Hollywoodland with stops for 3-minute performances, dancing to an original song, Mickey's Happy Holidays, with 3 performance times. The Mickey Friends Troupe are joined by the holiday toy drummers, as well as dancers and Pixar characters, as the Pixar characters are also wearing holiday gear. Mr. Incredible Frozone have Christmas hats. Elastigirl, Mrs. Incredible, Helen Parr. Elastigirl has a crown of holly on. Joy's out there with a scarf, and so on. Again, videos available. Disneyland's A Christmas Fantasy Parade returns with some major cuts this year. And I have to look through here what the cuts may be. The parade does have 2 performances daily included with your ticket price. We are missing a couple floats, is the Winter Wonderland book float. And let's see, we're missing as well our gingerbread cookie dancers. They got some new costumes for the characters. I guess here the biggest change comes in the Toy Story toy unit. The Santa's Toyland book float is gone, as is the giant toy factory float that used to follow it. Oh, and that was the newest float in the parade, I guess, the Toy Factory one introduced in 2008. So we're missing a couple of those and some returning. So hey, they change it every year, some additions, some removals, and they got to keep it fresh, as we've seen consistently. Flying over to the other coast, back on the east side at Epcot, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure now has seat numbers available on it in the 2 rows of the ride vehicle. 1, 2, 3 adorning it, 1 being on the innermost side, 2 and 3 ascending to the outside chair. I guess this helps with the newly introduced single riders. So they've now offered a single rider's option for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. If you're a single rider, they're going to tell you, all right, you're going in this vehicle, row 1, seat 1, and you can know exactly where you're seating. And you're not going to be confused. Definitely not. And you're definitely not going to put up a sync when your party gets separated as you're in the single rider's line. A full episode of Wall of Shame I could do. So here's your numbers. Here's your single rider. Here's your sign. Blech. Over back at Disneyland, because they take care of their stuff, they have now fully overlaid the winter time enchantment lighting of the Sleeping Beauty Castle. Now, their castle is substantially smaller than Magic Kingdom Cinderella and may allow for an easier overlaying, and this thing looks super nice. It's all white, cool white, I will say, cool white LED lights looking like icicles draping off the castle. It looks super cool, and the Wintertime Enchantment is an actual show that will be the lights dancing, some projections running twice a night through January 6th. And they will also have, in addition, of course, a fireworks show, which will be Believe in Holiday Magic. Over at Tokyo, they've announced a Disney Palpalooza Vanellope's Sweet Pop World for 2025. This will run from January 15th through March 26th, where Vanellope will reimagine Tokyo Disneyland as a world of sweets. So this is maybe a little similar to the Hollywood Fan Fest, where they'll be taking over the entire park, or the majority of it, as they do complete overlays and new experiences, food and drink, of course, new parades, entertainment, and more. This will be in addition to 2 other ones, the third Disney Palpalooza event following Minnie's Funderland and Donald's Quacky Duck City. So a huge highlight on a singular character, it seems. It's their park for that duration of the event. And I imagine Vanellope is included as they are redoing the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin shooter game to be a Wreck-It Ralph Vanellope Sugar Rush shooter game. Back on Life Day, the special holiday in Star Wars World, celebrated on November 17th, Disneyland introduced a new Wookiee Life Day bucket, which is in the shape of a little bongo drum, and it has a Wookiee's face carved into it of fake wood plastic. It says Happy Life Day on it. That's nice and sweet. I'm glad Disneyland got it, and I hope you can get it if you do wish as well for a meager $35. It does come with 1 box of popcorn, and the bucket is while supplies last. So again, this is a bucket that resembles a log with a carved Wookiee face on one side. Chewbacca is the most famous one, so I would imagine it is him. Happy Life Day, carved below the Wookiee's face. On the backside is a tree of life, and it says Family, Joy, Harmony. Oh, so it's not like a drum, it's actually like an actual tree log. So the lid of the bucket features tree rings. You open it up inside to where you would find the popcorn. And the strap is fake brown leather. So what we have back in Magic Kingdom, Florida side, a new time frame and concept art has been released for the new Disney Vacation Club Lounge at the MK. As this was announced over the summer and construction began quickly, this is replacing the Frontierland Shootin' Arcade, and the lounge being inspired by the bygone era of exploration and adventure. So in this lounge, which is exclusive again to DVC members, Disney Vacation Club, it'll be called Disney Vacation Club McKim's Mile House, a member lounge, where the space will offer a cozy and convenient retreat for members to share stories and recharge during their day of fun. Guests can enjoy the rustic charm of a space inspired by the adventurous spirit of exploration from a bygone era. Man, they do like that bygone word. By God be holly. Holla, holla. So you may be asking, why is this called McKim's Mile House? So the space is named for Disney legend Sam McKim. And this individual joined Disney in 1954 following layoffs at Fox. And they created inspirational sketches for Disneyland, which included Slewfoot Sue's Golden Horseshoe Review in Frontierland. Highlights of this area with the concept art showing a nice warm space with table chairs and a stone fireplace. You'll have comfortable seating. Wow, really giving up the good stuff here. Complimentary soft drinks, children's entertainment area, Wi-Fi, of course, but there's also Wi-Fi throughout the entire park. Children's entertainment area, I think the whole theme park is an entertainment area. Free soft drinks, now that's the bonus. And then get charging cords available upon request on a first come, first served basis, which is very interesting. Scheduled to open by the summer of 2025. Summer ends on September 22nd, so you have wide berth here. And of course, you must have valid membership card and photo ID. You can bring up to 4 guests per membership card. No automatic re-entry allowed. Members and the guests who leave the space must follow the same entry policy, as you cannot be in there as if it's full. I kind of figured out. Strollers cannot be parked inside. Children cannot be left unattended. Personal devices should not be left unattended. Personal cups may not be used with the Coke Freestyle machines. So that's interesting, as we don't really see Coke Freestyle machines inside the Disney parks, which means that based on this, they will have them in here. And you cannot fill up your big Mama Jamma Brewmate or Yeti mug with the free soda. You gotta use their little cups. Don't be stealing soda. Come on, guys. And then at the loss of the Shooting Arcade and some nice ambiance and feeling in Frontierland, you get this club DVC members lounge that you'll probably never go in. Disney's Hollywood Studios, Minnie Mouse debuts her new meet and greet costume over at the Red Carpet Dreams over there across from the Sci-Fi Diner Theater restaurant. This is the same space where Mickey is available for meet and greets in his Sorcerer's Apprentice get-up, and Minnie's on a retro set. The poster outside has also been updated, and she's in her brand new dress. It's a silky, bright pink dress with a matching capalette around her shoulders, like a little cape. Matching bow with a silk and sequined layer. She's also wearing a silver chain belt with gemstones. Of course, she got her patented silver pumps. But she's also, instead of her normal gloves, like big Mickey gloves, she's wearing elbow-length white gloves. A little different for the old Minster. Epcot, once again, 2025, it's time to talk about another festival. The International Festival of the Arts, the Farts, running from January 17th to February 24th. They have announced the full lineup of the Disney on Broadway concert series, as all these food festivals does have some sort of singing or presentation. Right now, Festival of the Holidays has the Candlelight Processional. Festival of the Arts, Farts, Disney on Broadway, you're going to have people from Frozen, Lion King, Aladdin, Tarzan, Mary Poppins, Newsies, and then a special final performance by Rodney Ingram, Kara Lindsay, Michael James Scott, and Kissy Simmons. 3 performances a day at the America Gardens Theater, and there will also be availability for Disney on Broadway dining packages coming up. It's always cool. I mean, you get to see select songs and stylings from those Broadway shows that can be hard to get to if they're not in your local area, and especially if they have one that you enjoy, you can go check them out. They have particular singers from those performances or from those productions available many days, and every single day of the event there is something available, Broadway-wise. Disneyland Paris, as we love to have them, and them I mean is ticket updates. They've introduced a new flexible adaptive pricing system for dated tickets, which means to you that tickets pricing may change any time for the same day over the day is going. So if they see that the day is building up, they're going to jack it up during it. Now, let's walk through this. Dated tickets are already vary depending on the date and demand. Again, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, 2 of the most demand days, are the most expensive days, right? With the new system, pricing for a single day may vary within a fixed range, adapting to demand and seasonality. One day, one park tickets start at €51 local currency, and a one day 2 park is at 76. Now, a one day 2 park can be up to 175 as seen from New Year's Eve. You can book these tickets up to 18 months in advance, and a ticket price is locked for 60 minutes while you're doing this. However, as this new ticketing system is stated, if you don't have that locked in your cart and the price changes, hey, you could be paying more, you could be paying less. I believe they'll keep you locked in at whatever price you get it. They'll never go up, but you definitely will not be getting a refund. Test Track also at Epcot, they're continuing their construction or revamping into Test Track version 3.0. As of now, or rather as of November 19th, the main Test Track sign outside the entrance to the attraction is completely gone. So it's under complete construction and closed for major reimagining. So a lot of it's changing. The awning, the entrance is all being redone, the sign's missing, and so on. I believe I have something a little bit later for a targeted opening date. I'm going to save a lot of the Disney Treasure announcements as Dave is our cruise director and cruise captain of the event. I just want to briefly talk about how fucking cool the Haunted Mansion Parlor Bar looks, the specialty drinks, and you have the Skipper Society Lounge available on there as well, and the Scat Cats Lounge, and the Hey Hey Lounge, and the Mulan thing, the Plaza de Coco dinner show. Oh my god, there's just so much to go over. We're going to have to save that for Cruise Captain Dave for us to join me and talk through the cruising in and outs. Disney World and Disneyland available at both respective Trader Sam's. That would be over at the Polynesian Resort here in Disney World and at the Disneyland Resort in Disneyland, naturally. They both now have available this year's 2024 Trader Sam's Holiday Rum Barrel Tiki Mug, which will be available with one of two beverages, either the Ula Ulo or the Barella La Homa beverages. This barrel is green in color, covered in snow. Other festive features around the mug, and a Mickey ornament dangles from the side. Your first drink, the Ulu, is a Liar's Cane non-alcoholic spirit with coconut cream, guava syrup, and pineapple lime juices. And then the Barella La Homa is a Gosling's Black Seal Rum, coconut cream, guava syrup. So it's the same drink, just with alcohol. So you have the green barrel. It looks similar to last year's barrel, the 2023 edition, which is red in color. This is the second edition, green in color. These are $80 a person. You get the mug and a drink for 80 bones, and it's 2 per person. As of now, with my most recent data, they're still available. So go ahead and grab those while you can. Late November, there was an update to Soaring Around the World to add the new, what is now the complete Epcot Center. That includes World Celebration, the new lighting, everything they've redone to the entrance and entering areas of Epcot. And they've also fixed the Eiffel Tower scene, where in the past you would see that the Eiffel Tower always appeared due to the curvature of the screen, either crooked or at an angle. Now the entire sequence has been updated, and the Eiffel Tower is now standing straight up. World Celebration is updated to include all the new pieces of the entryway, the illuminated Epcot symbol in the floor, the large planter, and then you still have Tinker Bell at the end. So some new updates and new additions. Kind of silly to not do that, so I'm glad that they did it. If you redid a large part of your entering of a theme park and you have a ride inside the park that flies through the park, you gotta reflect that appropriately. Let's see what else I got for you. The brand new Banshee Shoulder Banshees Interactive and Banshee accessories are now available at Disney's Animal Kingdom. These new Banshees are available for adoption, and unlike the old ones, these new ones are available in four different colors, replacing all the previous ones. Each one has a new coloring and patterns. And now, instead of using a manual device or a wired remote, guests control the movements of the shoulder Banshees with a wireless remote, directing their heads, mouths, and wings. And they have authentic sounds provided from the movies, the sound design, glow-in-the-dark bioluminescence features, and these Banshees will now notice, interact, and communicate with pieces in Pandora, including other Banshees, as well as the wrist hatchlings. They also react to being petted by the owner. These bad boys retail at, $90, $89.99. And if you want the full Banshee experience, you gotta buy the accessories, where they have a couple different ones that give them like headgear, a mount, and other pieces, including a Banshee pack, the Wind Traders Banshee pack, which you have Sky Mountain Banshees, which you get a brittle headpiece, saddle, tail guard. And these are just different colors and different availabilities. You get the same accessories depending on the clan you choose, and you can put them onto your Banshee, make them look real fucking cool and dangerous. Additional $20, so you're looking at just over 110 bones to get the full deal. Tokyo, as we talked about earlier in the year, was talking about this Splash Mountain Get Soaked Max that does a special super wet version of Splash Mountain. They've confirmed that is returning next year for 2025, which also confirms that it's not quite going away yet. They're not turning into Tianas, and we're keeping on Splash Mountain a little bit longer. Something we have also talked about now has expanded and being updated. The Lightning Lane Premier Pass. This was previously exclusive and limited to deluxe resort hotel attendees or stayers on the Walt Disney side, and no restrictions on the California side. Starting at about anywhere between $250 to $500, this gets you the Lightning Lane Premier, gets you a one-time Lightning Lane experience to every single attraction to a single park. No waiting, you just go when you want. This has now been expanded to all Walt Disney World Resort Hotel guests. You don't need to be anywhere. You could be at the Grand Floridian, or you could be at the Pop Century or All Star Sports. The price stays the same. You must be a hotel guest to get it. No restrictions still at Disneyland or Disney California Adventure. The big news, and we'll get to that one probably a little bit later because I want to close out with it. Destination D23 2025 dates announced. Now, we had the big D23 earlier this year, which happens on the even years, every other year, and then on the odd years, we have Destination. And the big ones on the even years happen in California. The destinations happen in Disney World. Destination D23 will be happening August 29th through 31st, 2025 here at the Walt Disney World Resort. Previously, this was held at the Contemporary. I believe it's going to be held at the Coronado this year, and those last August dates. Destination D23 is a smaller version of the larger event, the D23 Ultimate Disney Fan Event. This will also feature announcements about various Disney projects. Typically, the destination will be going over and talking about the current progress and small announcements, nothing large like we saw this year. Disneyland back again. The expanded, refurbished Haunted Mansion standby queue has opened. This was back on November 26th, and the Haunted Mansion is open with Haunted Mansion Holiday ready to go. The expanded queue of course, offers more queue space, and it's building upon the attraction's already set story and lore, including a local legend suggesting the manor was built by a sea captain. It also includes new gardens inspired by Master Gracie, Madame Leota, and the One-Eyed Cat. The gardens will include a fountain, gazebo, themed statuary, and items related to each character. There's also a new greenhouse where the groundskeeper grows plants, and the pet cemetery and horse-drawn funeral hearse will remain. Next door, not quite open yet, the retail shop run by Madame Leota is an old carriage house. So the brand new grounds are open and are available for exploration and hopefully not losing your soul. And continuing on, the Haunted Mansion Leota gift shop has a name, story, and opening time frame announced. This will be located next to the exit of the attraction. Previously, there was a small little cart with an outdoor, no enclosed space or anything of that such. But with the construction walls coming down, we now have the shop name, Madame Leota's Somewhere Beyond. A very apt name for, as you exit the ride, you are now dead. Your soul is being requested. Your death certificate is desired. It's not quite ready yet. It will open sometime this winter, with the story being, and some of the description here being, as a carriage house that used to store the same ornate carriage that now remains on the mansion's front yard. It has a boudoir on the mezzanine level. At one point, it was home to the mansion's head caretaker, but Madame Leota later took up residence. It is filled with her eclectic furniture, including a crystal ball, fainting couch, and the original parlor chandelier that Leota uses in seances. The new concept art shows that at the shop level of when the carriage house became a shop, Leota's desks, cabinets, and chests have all been showcased in here and just intertwined along the merchandise. And Madame Leota comes and goes in her crystal ball, welcoming guests to her home. You'll find Haunted Mansion and Nightmare Before Christmas collectibles, accessories, and home decor. Super excited to come check this out when I get out there, more than likely next year, because, Disneyland's 70th anniversary is next year, 2025, and I'll be able to see everything open, new, and fresh in its glory. Continuing on Disneyland, we're talking about some plans being submitted for the Avengers Campus expansion preparations. So Disneyland has filed those new plans for the previously announced expansion. That expansion will include the new Thanos ride and the new Stark Iron Man ride. And this plan is, simple report for preliminary things to the Orange County Register that the plan will include utilities, temporary trailers, and parking lots in the backstage area as the prep work begins on this. Based upon the submitted documentation to the city, this Avengers Campus expansion is not part of the $1.9 billion Disneyland Forward plan. This is separate, so we got a whole lot more money to play around with. And with the construction beginning on this land in 2025, we should be seeing this sometime 27, I believe. Those two rides, King Thanos Multiverse Ride, named Avengers Infinity Defense, and then Stark Flight Lab with Avengers Infinity Defense taking them on a multi-sensory journey, similar to a Spider-Man Transformers ride. And then on the Stark Flight Labs, you'll be taking more of a family-friendly little thrill ride there. Hollywood Studios, back over here, Florida. Disney has posted another casting call for the new reimagined Little Mermaid show to take up residence once again in its theater that has been closed since 2020. This show and attraction was supposed to be opening up this year. However, it's again been delayed. We should be seeing some more announcements soon as a casting call has been out there. Disneyland, I think I have a follow-up story to this one later as well. Permits were filed back at the end of November, right before Thanksgiving, for a potential new projection effects or projection show to come to the Disneyland Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So we may be seeing something of that. Let's see. There's 4 locations where these permits were submitted. Projections could be sent there. Previously, there was a show called Fire of the Rising Moons that was used very minimally in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So this could be something to enhance it. Yet to be seen. However, again, I do think I have a follow-up here. Disneyland Paris, zooping back around the world. They are going to be celebrating the Notre Dame reopening with a limited time nighttime spectacular. As the Notre Dame Cathedral has been closed for construction for over 5 years due to the devastating fire that occurred back in April of 2019, the cathedral has been restored and will be reopening. Has already reopened at the time of me talking. Notre Dame had its grand reopening December 7th and 8th. And to celebrate that, Disneyland Paris will be having a special nighttime spectacular appropriately inspired by the Hunchback of Notre Dame, with drones, fireworks, and projections on their Sleeping Beauty castle running from December 5th through 14th. So you got very little time to check this bad boy out. Once that's complete, Disney's Electrical Sky Parade will be returning. As mentioned, Jollywood Nights, limited nights left to get tickets as they're selling out. As of November 29th, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is now sold out for the year. It is gone, sold out, no availability. You can try to walk up, but it's nigh hot, impossible that you'll be getting into the party for this year. I'm sorry you won't be able to get your unlimited cookies and hot chocolate. Something special also sold out for the year. That, over at Epcot with Living with the Land, best ride in the park, they have a behind the scenes tour, which is a very reasonable hour-long tour for about $40, where they'll take you through the greenhouses and get some more behind the scenes and understanding of how they curate and take care of the plants there and Living with the Land. They had nighttime options for the Glimmering Greenhouses overlay, where you go in the evening, get the behind the scenes tour, and have a nighttime version with all the lights on available. This overlay includes over 100,000 lights inside and looks incredible. I've not seen it yet. I'm planning on going this Thursday to check out Festival of the Holidays. Maybe catch a Brendan Fraser as the narrator of the nighttime candlelight processional, and go check out that great Living with the Land glimmering greenhouses. And next year, I'll definitely have to try to get that behind the scene nighttime tour. Some new names have been announced around the Disney parks. The full names, rather. Announced to replace the now closed Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy at Hollywood Studios. They announced that the new villain show that is taking over the area will be called officially Disney Villains, Unfairly Ever After, which will be a showcase into the mysterious reflective realm of the magic mirror, with a show featuring appearances by dozens of the most infamous evildoers, including Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, and Maleficent, each breaking through the glass to take the stage in live production numbers. Announced previously at the D23 in September of this year, the new Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After will be opening sometime 2025. Also joining it in 2025 will be the new Nighttime Parade, joining at the Magic Kingdom, with the full name announced as well. Disney Starlight, Dream the Night Away. Now, I can get behind the Disney villain show, but when they announced this parade for Magic Kingdom, it was called Disney Starlight. Perfect. No notes. Don't do anything else. Why do we have to add a freaking subtitle to this thing? Starlight. Disney Starlight. It will not be called Dream the Night Away. No one's going to say that. It's Disney Starlight. And this will be featuring floats from Encanto, Moana, Peter Pan, Pinocchio, and more. Let's see what else I got. The new, as touched upon in a preview show, touched upon for Epcot, now available at Disney's California Adventure. The new Moana meet and greet is ready to go with her new Moana 2 outfit, and she has a great backdrop with a physical boat, Hey Pua, the little coconut guy, and a great little setting with a fake sand carpet to include your photo. Haven't seen Moana 2? Heard it's kind of mid. That's all I got for you. A opening time frame has also been announced for Test Track, with a reverting to a General Motors sponsorship instead of Chevrolet, still a division of GM. But it's going to be General Motors taking over the full presentation. Disney shared in a press statement that the reimagined attraction will be opening in late 2025. So, based on that, I would wager that you can anticipate this thing being open right in time for the holiday season next year. I think it's a little later than they wanted, but we'll be seeing this bad boy probably around the end of Q3, calendar Q4, so that's September, October. Pirates of the Caribbean Tavern 2025 opening time frame updated for the Magic Kingdom. This is the new enclosed bar that will be serving, allegedly, alcoholic beverages and taking over portions of the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop, as well as the former Pirates League area, as that's been closed over 5 years. The Pirates of the Caribbean Tavern will open in late 2025 as well. Quote here, "'Tis time to prepare ye selves for the swashbuckling world of adventure, as all bandits and buccaneers to be are invited to join me jolly crew at the new Pirates of the Caribbean Inspired Tavern, making landfall in Adventureland in late 2025. This yonder lounge will welcome pirates of all ages with a seaworthy selection of grogs and grub. And strike me colors, they me be more than a few mysterious and magical surprises in store." It says you have to say it that way. If you didn't say it, it's no good. The lounge will expand the lore of the Pirates of the Caribbean and reintroduce Pegleg Pete, aka the Barker Bird. The bird previously invited guests to Pirates of the Caribbean from 1973 to 2006. 2006 was when they reimagined it a little bit for the ride to include the movies and Johnny Depp. The other lounge that was talked about here at D23 was the new Spaceship Earth Lounge, which was previously the Siemens VIP Lounge for the presenting sponsor of Spaceship Earth. This has been renovated and now available for all guests. This one has an opening time frame with it being of summer. It'll be opening in the first half of 2025, opening in late spring before the summer of next year. Paying tribute to the most beautiful Epcot icon, our favorite geodesic sphere will be home to a whole new experience in late spring, welcoming an elevated lounge to the list of things that make it absolutely stunning. This elegant lounge, honoring the intertwined history of Spaceship Earth and Epcot itself, is set to celebrate the legacy of the icon's past while admiring its future. Our chefs have created delicious culinary creations to complement the elegance of this extraordinary, intimate setting. While taking in breathtaking views of the park from an entirely new angle, you can be inspired by the stories and legacy of this iconic structure. With sweeping views of World Celebration Gardens and a unique perspective of the nightly fireworks, this secluded retreat invites you to raise a toast to the enduring spirit of Epcot. And bet your ass you're going to pay a top premium price to watch the fireworks from the lounge. In some positive news, I believe, as we slowly welcome the impending death of Dino Land, Dinorama, and Dinosaur, the dinosaur attraction will be open for all of the 2025 season, so it will run up to the very latest, to the very least, December 31st, 2025. As eventually this will be closed down to make place for a new Indiana Jones-themed attraction, the remainder of Dinoland and Dinorama will be shutting down for the impending death and the swift inclusion of Encanto. And I guess in startling news, breaking news, Club Cool at Epcot has switched from branded paper cups to clear plastic cups for their Flavors Around the World taste testing experience because paper costs too much, plastic, microplastics, get them inside you. That's what's up. If you are a fan of a Dinoland or just theme park memorabilia, Dinoland Carnival game prizes are running out before closure. They introduced 2 different dinosaurs, one saying Dinorama and one saying Dinoland, the different carnival games over there that are, very highly sought after. You have to play the games, you have to win the games. Not only that, you have to play them, you have to win them. But they're running out of them and being replaced with other stuffed animals. So you better get over there while you can, and hopefully you can try to grab yourself one in the meantime. Announced December 4th, the Swiss Family Treehouse in Magic Kingdom is going to be closed for a month-long refurbishment. This thing closes once a year as they just need to redo it. It's made out of a lot of wood. Just make sure it's still safe, secure, and good to go in those harsh Florida weather climate. And big announcements for Disneyland, as I talked about. The Disneyland 70th anniversary celebration is happening in 2025, and they've announced the dates and what's going to be happening here. The anniversary kickoff will begin on May 16th, 2025, and run through the summer of 2026. So, yeah, nothing like celebrating a anniversary for a full fucking over a year into 2026. And what will be celebrated and introduced will be the new Walt Disney Audio Animatronic, Walt Disney The Ride, the brand new World of Color, return of Pink the Night, Wondrous 3D Fireworks, and Better Together at Pixar Pals Celebration Parade. And the Sleeping Beauty Castle will also be decked out and covered in a new overlay and look. Celebrating the 70th, Mickey and friends will get new costumes, a brand new cavalcade, anniversary theme songs, small-scale projection shows, and merchandise collection. Of course. Gotta have it. Things announced. Things for that 70th include the World of Color Happiness, new nighttime spectacular for the 70th anniversary celebration. The show takes inspiration from Walt Disney's opening day park dedication from 70 years ago to all who come to this happy place. Welcome. World of Color Happiness will explore happy through a kaleidoscope of emotions as hosted by Joy and other emotions from inside out. Some movies that will be showcased in this nighttime lighting, fog, fire, water projection spectacular will be a Goofy movie, Turning Red, Tangled, The Lion King, Encanto, Wish, Frozen, Little Mermaid, and more. Breaking news, my favorite nighttime parade is making its grand return. The Paint the Night Parade returning to Disneyland on May 16th. Mickey Mouse uses his vivid imagination to harness the power of Tinker Bell's pixie dust and paint the night in Disney dreams, bringing to light beloved characters and stories from Pixar and Disney animation films such as Monsters Inc., Cars, Toy Story, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and more. With innovative floats, vibrant costumes, incredible special effects, unforgettable music, and energetic performances. So let's see. The parade originally debuted back in 2015 for the 60th anniversary, 10 years ago, and ended its initial run in September 2016. I was so happy and excited for it to be there, and the opportunity to see it with my dad and sister. Just excellent, awesome stuff. My favorite nighttime show. I mean, Spectro Magic is so far behind us now. Still one of my favorites, but man, Paint the Night is so damn good, and I cannot wait to be immersed by it. Continuing on with that 70th anniversary, an opening date has been announced for the Walt Disney audio animatronic show, Walt Disney The Ride, announced with the title Walt Disney A Magical Life, will debut at the Main Street Opera House Theater on the very first day of the celebration, May 16th, 2025. This attraction, of course, will feature a cinematic presentation of Walt Disney's journey, culminating in a visit with Walt in his office, brought to life for the first time ever through the magic of audio animatronics storytelling. These will be utilizing recordings and other things from Walt Disney's life. No AI, thank God, or impersonators, as far as I can tell. For the anniversary celebration from May to summer of 26, it will be all Walt Disney, and then they'll be rotating between Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln and Walt Disney there. With all this great news of the 70th anniversary and the expansion coming up into play for Avengers, unfortunately, it means we got to take away some stuff and some not so happy news, where the red car trolley transportation will be shutting down and the closing date announced for this. In preparation for the expansion Avengers campus, they will be closing and having the final rides of the red car trolley on February 8th, 2025. As construction needs, this area, and they're retaking over a lot of it, the trolley can no longer function as it's been such a great piece of ambient kinetic energy. You can actually get on it. There's not a gigantic weight. It will be going away. However, it will be parked permanently for photo opportunities in the theme park still. Once more, 70th anniversary confirms the return of Wondrous Journey Fireworks Spectacular for the 70th anniversary, starting again May 16th, 2025. This Wondrous Journey celebrates the legacy of Walt Disney Animation Studios classics that inspired Walt Disney's original Magic Kingdom. Throughout the show, you embark on a journey filled with artistry, music, storytelling, and heart, as you experience moments from beloved stories such as Hercules, Princess and the Frog, Peter Pan, Frozen, Big Hero 6, Moana, Encanto, and more. State-of-the-art projection upon Main Street and Sleeping Beauty Castle, It's a Small World, and the Rivers of America. On select nights, the show will be enhanced with fireworks. So this particular show debuted back in 2023, celebrating the Disney 100 years of the Walt Disney Company, and will be returning. We'll see if they include anything new for it this turn around. Also returning Better Together, a Pixar Pal celebration parade is returning for the 70th anniversary, and will be supporting over 30 characters from Turning Red, Up, Luca, and more. And in similar fashion to Universal Hollywood, Disneyland has announced all its events of 2025. And those would be, beginning of the year to the end. You got Lunar New Year, Celebrate Gospel, California Food and Wine, Star Wars Season of the Force, Disneyland's 70th anniversary, Disneyland Halloween Time, which includes the Halloween overlay, and the Oogie Boogie Bash with a record number of Oogie Boogie Bash nights this year. Super great event. Go back and listen to that episode. Couldn't tell you what it is, but it's there. Then you also have a celebration of Coco. The holidays begin here, and the Festival of Holidays, as both parks have different ones. The holidays at Disneyland and Festival of the Holidays at California Adventure. And you'll also have the Disneyland After Dark separately ticketed nighttime events. Sweethearts Night, 90s Night, Star Wars Night, and Pride Night. A lot of information. I can break them down in a future episode, and I'll be sure to get you caught up on what's happening with it. As mentioned about those permits submitted for projections being added to Fire of the Rising Moons for the nighttime show, part of Season of the Force in the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge area, new projections will be added, and that will be running from March 28th through May 11th, 2025. The show will also include galactic music enhanced by fireworks on select nights. Fire of the Rising Moons will perform nightly. Over at Walt Disney World, I know we've been talking a lot about Disneyland. Let's get Walt Disney World in here. Well, let's close out Disneyland, rather. Magic Happens Parade not returning to Disneyland in 2025. Magic Happens was the new daytime parade ending its 2024 run early amid various cuts at Disneyland and the Halloween and Christmas seasons coming in. A really, really good day parade. It will not be returning for 2025 with all the new pieces running, including Paint the Night. Sorry to say. Tokyo Disney. New Dreams Take Flight Hangar Stage Show coming to Tokyo Disney Sea in 2025. Is a brand new stage show set in an airplane factory where Mickey Mouse and his Disney friends work together to build an airplane. The show rhythmically portrays their efforts through songs and dances as they strive to create the aircraft. Pete is the factory manager, and you have different characters including Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Chippendale, Max, and then we also have Disney Pixar characters available as well. This looks really cool. 25-minute show. You just don't see stuff like this here in the States. A hangar show about them building a freaking plane. Incredible. So Walt Disney World, to close us up, first the penultimate story. Ray and Evangeline, I guess characters from Princess and the Frog, their stars have been added to Tiana's Bayou Adventure at the end of the ride as you're floating through the streets. It's cool. I've never seen the movie, so I guess it's great for them. Good to see. And finally, the big breaking news that got posted from Disney. There's been a question of where the new Monsters Land is going, the new Monsters roller coaster and such. I not so much myself, because I don't care. I like the show, and I love Uncle Sam. His reactions are so good. Muppets Vision 3D and all of the Muppets area will be closing for Monsters Inc. Land. And that will mean Monsters Vision 3D is closing and to be replaced by a new Monsters Inc. show. Pizza Rizzo will be turning into some sort of quick service. Mama Melrose will be turning into Harryhausen's sushi restaurant. And yeah, Harryhausen's. And in the back of the land, with a brand new area being added, will be the new suspended coaster inspired by the Door transportation system. Huge loss. This is, again, as always, this is the last Muppets-related project Jim Henson worked on before his untimely death, and it's going away. Monsters is taking over. I know a lot of people don't like it. I can't say care one way or another more for Monsters or Muppets, but I like Muppets there. I love that, like, just the ambiance of the area. And I really like Mama Melrose. I think that's my biggest loss. I don't know if it's a consolation, money budgeting so they don't have to pay the licensing, or hey, we still care about the Muppets, kinda. The Muppets will be replacing Aerosmith on Rock and Roller Coaster. So, that lengthy refurb and fixing it and all that will still be viable. But Aerosmith is going bye-bye, way of the dodo, for the Muppets to take over, being the Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem reimagining of the Rock and Roller Coaster, though. It won't be just those characters. The poster released to show this. The name will remain Rock and Roller Coaster. This will include Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy, as well as other Muppets, if as well. The Rock Around the Shop exit gift store will be given to the Muppets, including opportunity to get Muppets merchandise, and so on. So there was one other version of the Rock and Roller Coaster in the Walt Disney Studios Park at Disneyland Paris. This closed back in 2019 to make way for Avengers Assemble Flight Force. And since this attraction's been down, there's been accusations against the frontman Steven Tyler, the band announcements retirement. If you're taking away the Muppets, this is not a great consolation. I would not say people would be super thrilled with this piece here. I say all that, and we'll close you out with these two last pieces. While Muppet Vision 3D is going away, Disney is exploring ways to preserve Muppet Vision 3D. Now, what does that mean? Quote here, as we move forward with these changes, we are having creative conversations and exploring ways to preserve the film and other parts of the experience for fans to enjoy in the future. Disney has already digitized the film. This digital version has been playing in the attraction already. We could see this simply added to Disney Plus. Not out of the question, you can still watch it. However, when you include other parts of the experience, which is the live actors, the animatronics, the smoke, fog, the puppets, the Muppets themselves, that is considered here when you say other parts of the experience. Though there's no guarantee, I can think of a couple places where this may fit in. You have the theater next to Hyperion, which at one time housed the Sounds Dangerous Drew Carey show. It currently houses Mickey and Minnie shorts, and it also had at one point some Star Wars. Or, great spot, already made for 3D theater, put it where Captain E was at, over in the Imagination Pavilion. And wow, the Muppets Imagination Pavilion? Who would have fucking thought a better match made? Let me pick their eye. Let me show you how to do this, Disney. I'll make it easy for you. And finally, to close out today, Jim Henson Company did make a statement on the closure and movements here. Quote, Jim Henson's final project was Muppet Vision 3D, now regarded as a true theme park classic. Innovation was always Jim Henson's North Star, and his trailblazing career led him to a unique challenge. A truly immersive Muppet experience where audiences are part of the happy chaos of the iconic Muppet Show. Originally debuting in 1991, Muppet Vision 3D combined 3D technology with real-world practical effects, alongside animatronic and live Muppet characters. The result was a one-of-a-kind Jim Henson experience, and an unforgettable capstone to Jim's magnificent career. As we learn of the show's upcoming closure in its current form at Disney's Hollywood Studios, we look forward to Muppet Vision 3D's next act. So, there it is. That is your catch-up of the past few weeks of theme park news, specifically catered to Universal and Disney. Once Dave is back and he's done making his lap around the world, saving us from all the evils and bad sharks, we'll talk some more cruising. I'm so excited to talk about Disney Treasure, the Haunted Mansion Bar, the Jungle Cruise Bar, the Aristocrats Bar, the Mulan Bar, the Mulana Bar, and all the great stories and shows that are available as well. We'll talk cruises, we'll talk regional park updates, and we'll talk other things as we cruise with 1 foot, 1 foot under the Christmas tree and close out the year with you all. Thank you all so much for joining me for this extended solo talk. I apologize for my voice been going for a while. I hope you got gleaned some new information, some new thoughts, some new content for yourselves, as well as some things you may want to call into and talk about on the show. 407-490-2220. If you want to call in, leave a voice message, or text us. I can text you live or play your voicemail on the show. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram with the big ones, at Park Talk Radio. You can join the Facebook group. You can like the page. And be sure to share, subscribe, engage, and give us some love. And it costs you nothing and but a few seconds of your time. And we want the good word of PTR, Park Talk Radio, to make it out there to our friends. So share us. Go on there. 5 stars goes a long way. We're on all podcast platforms based off of Spotify. You can also catch us on YouTube, Podcast Addict, Apple Podcasts, and all the other platforms. So have a great week. I'll be talking with Dave soon, and we'll be seeing you in the park.